Hey, my friends, it's Wednesday, and it means that it's time for your midweek message from me, Reverend Elisha. We're entering our third week exploring our theme of the permaculture principle designed from patterns to details. And, this is again, I want to just think about this as this is the nature of nature. Permaculture is really a methodology that invites us to look at the nature of nature and figure out how to replicate that in our own lives, in our physical environment, and to live in harmony with the world and with these natural principles. And so, in Science of Mind, we talk about the idea that everything is created twice, that there are thought forms, that there are patterns of thinking, patterns of behavior, patterns of experience that then filter through our mind and our choices and show up in the details of our lives. And we had the opportunity last Sunday to hear two really powerful stories from two really incredible women. Both Corey Ibarra and Reverend Tamara shared last Sunday about how the unexpected experiences that came into their life early in their young adulthood regarding their child or inability to have a child, how that curveball, if you will, that the universe threw them became the pattern that set up the trajectory of the rest of their life that really allowed both of these people to be remarkably impactful in their communities and in fact in the world as advocates as in many ways. And I want to invite us to think this week, all of us, about what is it in your own life, maybe looking back at your past or your story, where in retrospect you see that perhaps the pattern of your existence, the story that you thought you were going to live out, the dream that you had for yourself, maybe didn't quite work out exactly as you thought, but something else came because of that. I often talk about my struggles with depression and anxiety and this sort of pattern, if you will, of emotionality that I have lived with my entire life. And, it's that navigating that pattern of experience, that pattern of thinking, that pattern of emotionality that really pushed me to become a spiritual person. The pattern of depression, if you will, led me to a point of being suicidal in my young adulthood. And that stage of deep depression and suicidality and some of the other things I experienced there are really what propelled me and projected me forward onto a journey of self healing that eventually led me to ministry. And I think many of us have stories in our own lives where a pattern or a way of being or an experience or a story has landed in our life that has really shaped and molded who we are in ways that we may not acknowledge or recognize if we're not looking for it. And so the invitation again this week is to look at your own story, look at your own life. Think about even in the last couple years, the pattern interruption that COVID has been and that the global pandemic has been, that much of the world was living in the 9 to 5 go 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 cycle, which is a pattern of existence, a pattern of expectation. And when the pandemic came along, all of those patterns, those routines got broken for most people. And it's caused a lot of disruption. It's caused a lot of shift. But what could it be that is coming from these pattern shifts, these changing shapes in our lives? What is it that could be coming from that could be leading us to something greater? And so this week, and this coming Sunday, we're going to dive in a little bit deeper into this idea of really, really examining and exploring the idea that there are larger patterns in place in mind, societally, globally, that are impacting the little details of our lives and the lives of people around us. And so we're going to dive a little deeper continuously into this exploration of these principles and really, really want to look for the patterns. Take some time and just examine your life, your routine, your choices, your schedules. What patterns do you notice? And just pay attention and see how those rhythms are affecting you. I love you. I'll see you soon. And check out all of the other wonderful things that are happening here at the center. There's a lot happening, and I look forward to seeing you soon.